Hey, hey, what is up, squad? Welcome back to this live. I'm so excited for you all to tune in. This is going to be the second episode of the Huddle Up with Steph podcast. I'm pumped. It is Monday evening. Thank you all for joining me on this beautiful Monday night. First day of the week. You know how it is. We try and set the tone for the week. Yes, that's what's up. NFTs. Love it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm so excited for you guys to be here. Huddle Up podcast, Huddle Up with Coach Steph podcast episode 2. We got a special guest today that is going to be joining me. I'm very excited for you all to meet her. And thank you guys again for coming on this live, taking the time out of your Monday evening to hop on this live with me. I really appreciate it. How's everyone doing? Tell me something that you are super excited about for this week, or something that happened to you today that you are very, very happy that happened to you today. What are you grateful for today? It's a good day to have a good day. All right, so I'm bringing on a special guest. Her name is Gabby Gamble. If you guys don't know her, definitely follow her. She is on this IG today. There she is, my girl. Yes. If you guys don't know Gabby, I will tell you a little bit about her, and she's going to tell you about herself too. Oh, she looks so happy to be here. I met Gabby like a month ago? Probably. Yeah, like a month ago.
Yeah.
My girl, how are you doing? I haven't seen even a month.
I really just got back from the gym.
I know you did. So I met Gabby about a month ago at a 24-hour fitness. And I don't even have a membership there. I was just kind of in the area visiting. And I was like, all right, let me go to this gym since it's very close to my house. And we were both doing legs. And she was like pretty much the only other girl in the gym, like working out. There was no one else. It was just me and her. She was doing legs, and I just whipped out my tripod and I was filming, and I was like, I promise I won't get you in this video. And then we actually did a video together.
Yes. And it was so funny too, because I was like, am I gonna be in your video if I work out over here? And you're like, no, jump in, totally fine.
It was like perfect. It was meant to be. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that she's so into fitness, had no idea. And she's doing a lot right now. You just became a personal trainer.
I did. I finally got my cert. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm also doing the nutrition cert, and I think it's like strength and training. So I'm just keeping the ball rolling. So
trying to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
When we met, you were telling me that you were trying to be a physical therapist too, right?
Mm-hmm. So I've been applying to physical therapy schools. I mean, do you want me to give a background? I can give like a brief
background. Of course. Tell them what is up with Gabby Gamble.
So I am a dancer for 21 years now, I guess. And I decided to go into physical therapy to become a physical therapist for dancers because, I mean, I neglected my body forever as a dancer. And then through that, I started going to the gym more and just taking fitness more seriously in general. And I fell in love with personal training. And here we are.
That's amazing. So what were talk about like your ambitions going into personal training? Like what triggered you to say, okay, I neglected, like you said, I neglected my body for so long, and you were dancing for 21 years. What made you decide, all right, I need to start doing this? Maybe was it like a friend or a family member, or like something happened to you specifically that made you just change your mindset?
Honestly.
Yeah.
I did start going to the gym for shallow reasons. I will not lie. I was like, I want my body to look like this. But then once I got into it, I feel like I started to learn so many different aspects of it. Like one of the main reasons why I became a personal trainer was because I feel like so many women are afraid of lifting weights because they're like, I'm going to get bulky, like I don't want to look manly or whatever. And I'm like, girl, that's not gonna happen. So I mean, I had an awesome trainer that helped me kind of like bridge that gap and be like, you're not gonna become manly, like you're gonna just be stronger. If anything, be deceiving of how strong you are. Like, looking at me, I'm like 5'3" and like 140 pounds. I can deadlift 285 pounds. But like,
Woo! Okay.
not something you ever
Boom.
like think, right? So I feel like that for me is one reason why I became a personal trainer, is to help women get that confidence of like, no, I can totally lift this weight and still go out and feel like, you know, a super girly girl, if that's what you want, right? So just about like having women be comfortable in the gym.
Oh, that's great. A
Mhm.
lot of your friends, I know that they were dancers, like growing up and stuff. Did they have that mentality, like in the gym when they would work out?
I feel like, well, in the peak of my dance training, I feel like any of us we were only in the gym for like endurance.
Okay.
So as a dancer, you know, we had teachers like standing at the bar. I think from the time when I was like maybe 10 or 11, I had teachers like poking my stomach at the bar and being like, I don't want to see your lunch. So
Wow.
yeah, so like super, super toxic environment. So the little like gym we had, at least in my college, was a conditioning lab, and it was only cardio and a Pilates like reformer and like a couple dumbbells, but nothing went past like 15 pounds, I feel like. So it's just not something that, like, weight training was not something that we did. It was all like, do your cardio, burn your calories, stay skinny, and like be able to be on stage for hours.
How old were you when you just decided this is not what I want?
I mean, I still love dance, but I feel
You
like
do. You do love dance. I can see it. I see the passion on your page.
once I transitioned, like once I graduated with my Bachelor of Fine Arts in dance, I mean, I wasn't dancing as much as I used to be because I was in the studio for like 10 hours a day.
Wow. Yeah.
So once I moved out of that and I started working, I was like, I need to do something to keep myself in shape and like get my heart rate going, you know? And so that's when I really transitioned to the gym and figured out like what worked for me, because cardio was just not it. Like, I can dance for hours, but the machines, just not a fan. So I finding my balance that way was perfect.
Do you get like such a different high from lifting weights as opposed to just doing your cardio? You do.
Oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
like just certain things that fuel me. Like, one small thing pissed me off today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna squat and rep out 225 with no headphones and just go for it.
No headphones? That's
No,
pretty what?
no head.
Unheard of.
It's just like certain things. I mean, I'm sure you feel this too. Just like certain things fuel you when you get into the gym and you're like, oh wait, I actually did that.
Some things just don't tend to bother me. I can't let them bother me because it's like wasted energy.
But
And that's how I feel about it.
able to channel it in the right way, perfect.
It's very true. It
Mhm.
takes a lot. It does. And I feel like it takes more energy to kind of get sucked into the negative energy. So it's like I always have this in the back of my mind. The last couple of years, I've always said to myself, if someone's going to be like rude to me, it's probably because they're having a bad day.
Mhm.
And they don't need me to like be more angry or upset at them because they were mad at me. So it's like, let me just be myself and move on, because there's no point in two rude people going at it.
That
You know?
you lift, especially I love doing this when I'm deadlifting, like literally deadlifting. Once I drop that weight, it's gone. It's the
And
moment
it's so true.
the feeling has like flooded over, we're done, we're good.
It's so true. So
Hmm.
then you transitioned from dancing to personal trainer. Now you want to do physical therapy. How
Hmm.
did you kind of get into that? I know you said dancing, you want to be more mindful about your movements.
So for physical therapy, I mean, dancers neglect their bodies all the time. Like, I had a broken toe and I didn't even know it until I broke it again. And I went to the ER and they were like, this is a fracture that just never healed properly. Are you aware of that? And I was like, no.
Wow.
Because as a dancer, I mean, your whole life is being on stage. So if you're not on stage, you're not making money. And in my case, at that point, I wasn't getting a grade, right? So if you're like injured, you're sitting on the side, which means you can't get graded on your performance. So often we'll be like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm in pain, but I'm going to push through it because I have a show next week, or I want to audition and get this part or whatever. So I feel like my reasoning for becoming a physical therapist mostly is for dancers, just so I can be like, hey, I've been in your shoes. I'm telling you right now, like, if you dance on this foot, there goes your career. But let's work together and like build that trust so that we can actually figure out what's going to work for you and what won't.
What made you like want to be that person? Did you have someone in your life that was like doing that for you, helping you, being your corner, like maybe a coach or a mentor or a family member? Or you were just like, I never had this before. I want to do this for my friends and
I
be that person?
Yeah, I think I wouldn't even say that I necessarily had someone like that for me. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm so adamant about like becoming that for the dance communities, because like we don't trust physical therapists, mostly because if you think about it, all of the anatomy that you study in school and stuff, all that is from an anatomical position, right? So all of that is from how your body should look. But I mean, dancers were contorted in all sorts of unnatural positions all the time. So it's like, why would I listen to someone that doesn't know how my body works and like what I do for my craft? So I feel like having that understanding, that common ground, I feel like is so important, and building that trust to be able to be like, you can do this, or like, you really should not do this, and have them actually listen. Because I remember, I mean, I've gone to athletic trainers in college, and like, I think I went to physical therapy once and I was like, they don't know what they're doing. Like, they don't know my life. And so I just stopped going. And like,
Wow. Okay.
lucky the fact that like it wasn't detrimental to my career as a dancer, but like it could have been so much worse. I got lucky.
Did you get hurt in your past?
I've like dislocated my knees like twice each.
So you've
Like,
you've seen it then. You've seen the
yeah,
coaching.
yeah, absolutely. I definitely needed it, but I just never had someone like that.
What's one thing that you want to take to your profession to help your community out?
I feel like just my background of being
That,
like, was you, please listen to me because I get where you are.
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Are you documenting right now, like a little bit of your journey of what's going on? I know I'm trying to follow you and
I'm like,
see where you're at, but it's very difficult. You're a personal person. That's who you are.
well, I mean, I feel like I'm just so awkward with like recording my workouts too in general. Just, I have such a problem with it. I was talking to one of my friends about it, and I was saying that I have to figure out how to record them because I want to be focused on my workouts, but
Mhm.
I don't want to like take time aside to like make sure the angle's right for the video or whatever. So I'm like working that out right now, but definitely do want to document more.
I feel like it's gonna just everything is always not gonna be perfect. You know, it's like one of those things. And even like now I'm starting to realize, you know what, just put the camera out. People want to
Mhm.
see pretty much everything you're doing, especially if it's a new journey. Just put it
Yeah.
out there. And I'm telling you, the way that you lift, girl, it's going to be fine.
Oh,
I know everyone's going to be so thrilled just to see you on camera doing your thing, because right
thank you.
now you're getting so much love right now about what you're preaching. And it just shows like the passion that you have with what you're trying to do, like your style of coaching. I've only met one, and a really good friend of mine, her name is Natalie. I've only met one friend that was a dancer and is trying to
Mhm.
take her workouts to becoming more like lean and focused on strength training for dancers. I've never met someone who wants to take that even further and do a profession with physical therapy. I feel like that is so like ignored, you
Yeah.
know, like especially now there's so many things that you have to target towards working out, like working with elderly people that may have injuries or dancers that have injuries. It's so important to know everything, and it seems like I can see your passion because you want to do everything, like
I
you
know,
want to be involved.
like,
But that's great. That is so great. What is one thing that you learned last year that you're taking into this year? It could be anything. School, it could be whatever you want. Relationships,
um, ego lifting.
ego lifting.
I
Okay.
don't know if you're a big fan of zodiacs, but I am a Leo, and my ego is like out here. So
I am so surprised by that.
I am working on it. So sometimes I'll be in the gym and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like people are looking at me. I have to outperform. Like I have to lift this heavy weight. And then, I'm out of the gym for 2 days because my back hurts. And I'm like, girl, unnecessary. Like, focus on yourself, focus on what you're doing. Like, you have to tune everything out. Who cares if the person next to you is lifting 3 times your weight and you feel like you have to compete? Like, it's not about that. It's about you. Like, you came there for a reason and get it done.
I love that. Have you been doing it this past week?
Ego lifting?
Yeah. Like, have you been better at it? Just more mindful?
Yes.
That's
Yes.
great. That's awesome. I said pretty much the same thing, like taking what I did last year, which is pretty much making my circle a little bit smaller and just focusing on like my passion and what it like the energy it takes to get to where I want to go. So staying in that lane that you're talking about, I feel like
Yeah.
it's huge. There's so many distractions that we
I
have. We
know.
just can't. My girl. I took up a lot of Gabby's time. I appreciate her being. She had a full day today. Tell them everything you did today.
I mean, I worked at a physical therapy place from 7 to 4.
What's
and
up?
then went to the gym for 2 hours.
She worked out, and now she's still working right now on this live.
Oh, yeah.
Drop your she's gonna drop her IG handle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag it on my story as well. I really appreciate you, Gabby, coming on tonight, taking some time out of your evening.
Thank you for me.
This is going to be episode 2 of the podcast, Huddle Up with Coach Steph, Gabby Gamble. Follow her journey. I really appreciate you, my girl. I'm so happy I met you a month ago.
I know.
Such a sweetheart. And workouts to come in the spring, hopefully.
Yeah.
We can be outside, get some good workout content.
I know. I could use a good outdoor workout. It's been
right? It's way too cold.
I know. 19 degrees tomorrow.
Please stay warm.
You too.
Stay warm, my love. All right. Thank you so much, Gabby, for hopping on. I appreciate it.
Of course. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate all of you for being on this live Monday evening. Huddle Up with Coach Steph podcast episode 2. It's going to be on tomorrow morning. Can't wait for you guys to tune in. Make sure, if you have not, put a review up for the podcast. It helps me help you create more meaningful content for all of you to have. Thank you all again. It's your girl, Coach Steph. Show some love. I'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow. I don't know when I'm going to be on Instagram again. Probably tonight because I'm rolling out the face tonight. Much love, everyone.